Hey, you, come on, sit down. You've been sitting at the grown-up table. I'm your host, Jesse Pimpinella, and as always, my partner in crime,
John Jacobs.
Thank you so much, and a happy Wednesday to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Sorry we're running a little late. Like I said, Columbus traffic, you know how it is. People cutting us off and all that kind of stuff. But it's not as nearly as bad as being trapped on a ship in the middle of nowhere in space, having some face hugger get your face. Which, by the way, real quick, obviously we're going to be talking about Alien in the franchise. Spoiler alert to all the movies, but I got to say, Alien Romulus. I got to say one thing because I watched.
Here we go already. Here we go. Hey, Sarah.
Hi.
She doesn't like aliens.
No, if you want a good alien story, read Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes. The alien movies suck ass. Goodbye.
Whoa. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
She's
okay. They are so formulaic to the point that it's boring.
She hates all the
created the formula. The original film was in 78. They created the formula. And only two of them, well, only one of them is like formulaic. The second one's completely different. The third one goes way off, and then they just went shit from there.
And then the rest are bad. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah,
but
they're virtually all the same.
But we can get back to this talking point. Let's finish our intro first.
But real quick with Romulus, I just gotta say that, you know what? That movie gave us something we haven't gotten from the Alien movie ever.
Oh, it gave us something, all right.
No, we saw face hugger penetration. I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that, man.
Okay.
Every movie, it goes here, and you get a forward camera motion. This one, it was like, I'm like, It was bad. It was like a Brazzer video at one point. I was like, okay, whoa.
Well, I mean, that was the original concept when they were coming up with it.
Know it.
They wanted the alien to commit SA, and that's literally how it was developed.
I know, but I don't want to see it.
Oh, I did? Come on, man. What are you talking about? We waited 40 years for this.
It was like
more than almost 50 years now, like 45, something. I can't do math right now. But anyways, yeah, we've been waiting longer than I've been alive for this moment.
It was like that scene from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where Dennis is like, except we show the penetration.
Because of the implication.
Yes. I feel like that was the pitch for Romulus. They're like, so they're going to go on the spaceship. Who cares? But we're going to see it. And they're like, all right, budget. Let's talk budgets.
We got to get these space truckers nice and tipsy and take them downstairs. We're going to be like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trapped in this ship in the middle of space. Yeah. Sounds like these women are in danger.
Sounds like these women are in danger.
There's no danger. There's no danger. There's an indication of danger. Yes. Aliens is a total implication of danger. Absolutely.
Aliens are the ultimate Me Too monster. That's all they are.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
That's the ultimate Me Too monster. Now, so I mean, this movie franchise has spanned. I remember the first movie came out. It was 79.
I got to share the links. I forgot. Right. Sarah distracted us.
No, it's okay. So we're going to talk about Aliens. So make sure you comment your favorite in the franchise, everybody. We're talking about it all starting in 79, all the way up. This movie, yes, as John mentioned, did create the formula, as the famous pitch, Jaws in space, as the famous tagline for the first movie, in space, no one can hear you scream. This movie was just built for awesome fun. And plus, this movie, when it came out, was kind of interesting because around this time, you got to remember, Star Wars came out, and there was this nice, clean look to space and spaceships. But then when you see the first ship, the Nostromo, is that what it's called? I can't remember. Nostromo. It's dirty. It's disgusting. Like there's oil spilling out on the ground. Like
it's like driving a big rig truck. That was the point. Space truckers.
Space truckers, exactly.
Trucks are dirty. Trucks are worked in, so they wanted the ship to look the same, and that was great. It totally worked.
It was a difference because, like, up until this point, every time you saw the future, it's always nice, clean, wholesome, healthy.
Utopia.
Everything is fucking shiny.
All the buildings are rounded. It's bright outside. Everybody's happy.
Yeah. This one, you just walk in and it looks like the place Freddy Krueger was burned to death. Like,
oh, okay, I can get down on this future. Oh, they have hypersleep. Cool. All right, I'm set. Yeah. I'm good.
But yeah, no, this movie. So that, like I said, we got a lot of movies. We had the first 4 movies, and then we have the prequel films, and then we have the crossover films with Predator, and then we have what is the TV show, and now the reboot remake with this Romulus taking place between Alien 1 and 2. We're all over the place, but I think
we are all over the place.
Yes. But before we get into it, let's talk about one thing. You know what I mean? Besides the horror influences of this movie, why has Aliens, this movie in particular, John, why do you think it stayed so relevant up until this point?
Well, okay, are you talking Alien or Aliens?
Aliens films, all the Alien films, like the Alien, the IP itself.
Okay, so franchise, why? Well, because it started out as like horror, body horror, SA, survival horror. All of that was kind of new at the end of the 70s, right?
Yep.
And then we carried it on from kind of that claustrophobic, the alien is stalking, don't show the alien, it's fear, it's paranoia. That's why it worked, because we didn't have much of that, if any, at that time. And then we moved to Aliens, where we take that concept and we move it into, let's eradicate these motherfuckers, right?
Yes.
So let's show what the military looks like in the future, right? And let's go to the planet, let's exterminate. But then Carter Burke, pulling his corporate bullshit, fucked that up for everybody. Great job, Paul Reiser. Awesome. So then we get to Alien 3, where we say, okay, we had, I think it was, I actually had this bookmarked. It was
like a prison planet.
1, 2, 3, 4. We had 4 scripts for Alien 3.
Oh, okay.
And we decided to pick 2 of them and merge them together. And what we got was essentially Alien on a prison planet full of dudes that haven't slept with a woman in decades.
But also the beginning is strangely The Thing. Because if I remember correctly from the third one, doesn't the facehugger get into an animal first?
No, okay. We gotta kind of have to save this when we specifically talk about Alien 3, because this is one of my biggest complaints about Alien. I don't hate Alien 3. Could it have been better? Sure. Should they have gone with this, like, set on Earth, Cold War type thing? They should have done that instead of this prison planet bullshit, but we'll get into that. But so then we try to return to the survival horror with Alien 3. It kind of works, but it kind of doesn't. And then we just jump the fucking shark with Alien Resurrection and literally everything after it. I don't understand, like, well, I do, when I say that, I do understand exactly what happened and why, but I just, it's baffling to me that nearly every franchise goes through this. Batman, Superman, Aliens, Conan, Fast and Furious, Godfather. Yeah, I said it because Godfather 3 is not good. Okay? So it's like inevitable. Like any fucking franchise, whether it's horror, comedy, action, comic books, they always go too far because it has become franchised. And unfortunately, I will still count Alien 3 as 1, 2, and 3, even though we got to talk about 3. But after 3, like, I kept giving them chances, and they just kept letting me down every time. Now, Prometheus is a little bit different. We'll talk about that when we get to Prometheus, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But yeah, it's just like every other franchise. We eventually jump the shark, and it's just not recoverable. And after Romulus, I can't even watch the show because I was so let down about Romulus. Now, I might watch it once it's all. I hate this weekly release bullshit. Just let me watch it the way I want to watch it.
Yeah.
So once it's all done, I might suck it up. Okay, I'll probably suck it up and watch it because
suck it up too. I'm gonna watch
you guys know I tell everybody, no matter how much bitching I do, I still have to watch the things I complain about so that I can make sure my opinion is either valid or I have to, make amends and humble up on things that I was wrong about. So. Yes, I will probably watch it at some point, but it is not anything that I'm concerned about right now. I am still too disappointed with Romulus.
Yeah. Now, Romulus, like I said, I think...
Dude, what the fuck happened in that movie?
Anyway, I was thinking you didn't like it because it's also the guy who did the Evil Dead reboot. or reimagining, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but yeah, we'll get into that.
In an apartment building, the whole movie. Come on, man.
Let's talk about the first one. Let's get into the first one.
There we go. Let's
talk about something we want to talk about, which is the first one and how amazing it is. This movie was so good because it was doing already something new, and it found ways to keep tricking you as the movie went on. Like, I love the two things I absolutely loved the movie is, number one, they didn't know about the stomach ripping scene. They had no clue. I love that they caught their actual reaction.
Great way to shoot that scene. 100%.
And also, I like the bait and switch that you didn't know Sigourney Weaver was going to be the main character.
Yeah, everybody thought it was going to be fucking Dallas, man.
Everybody, I did too. When he bought the farm, man, I paused it. I was like, what? It's like trying to.
And like his death is. So some of the deaths we get to see, some of them we don't. And I think it was clever to take the person that you thought was going to be the lead and give them the off-screen death. You know, he's looking through the tunnels. He's trying to find the alien. They're like, Dallas, what are you doing? It's right there. I don't see anything. And they're all freaking out because they're watching the monitor, especially Lambert. Like, she is just going ape shit today. And he's like, I don't know. And then he turns the light and it's just, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And you never see Dallas again. Now, yes, there's a deleted scene where Ripley encounters him and they go through this whole thing, which I'm glad that they cut that out because I think never seeing Dallas again is better than showing him cocooned.
John Carpenter said it best. It was a deleted scene for a reason. That's
Correct.
what he said about his Halloween films.
Correct.
So
I'm glad that we didn't include that because I think that's important to show the fake out. You thought this guy was your lead. We killed him, but we're not showing you shit. We're not showing him get mutilated. We're not showing his body. We're not following up with him. He's not going to pop up in the end. This motherfucker is gone. His ass went into that conduit system and did not fucking come out, never to be seen again. I think that was absolutely the way to go. That his death sticks hard because of that. Because you're like, oh, damn. Like, they did him dirty, man. He didn't put up a fight.
Oh, yeah.
But at least Parker tried to fight the fucking thing before it started shooting its tongue into his chest, killing him after it lifted him up. But he was fucking ready to go, man. Like, he was ready to go.
Ridley Scott was really good at setting the table and then ripping the tablecloth out from under him.
Absolutely.
With this film, he was very and like I said, what I loved about this movie also is how low budget it felt. Like, he knew.
They talk about that in interviews too, like the sets and how it's the same like 5 sets, but you never knew it based on how they shot it.
No,
but they would talk about how they would get like lost in the labyrinth and the sets, like in between shooting, and they talk about how fucking hot it was in there and shit.
Yeah.
And they're just like, "Oh man, I was like in the infirmary and I tried to get out of the set and I got lost for 20 minutes." But it wasn't even that big. Like, that's great, man. Like, I love that shit.
It's the ingenuity. It's this kind of like a little bit of chaos in making the movie that makes these movies so amazing. Like this past weekend, I went to go see Jaws, which was a prerequisite.
I missed that. Yeah.
And here's the thing: number one, still holds up.
Oh, yeah.
Number two, you would never know that was a troubled production. You would never know from how good it looks, how
Robert
amazing.
Shaw drunk.
What?
I didn't think Robert Shaw drunk.
Robert Shaw, but also that you got a 22-year-old Spielberg who's like, I actually want to film on the ocean.
Yeah. He learned. By Jurassic Park, he learned.
But here's the thing. It looks beautiful.
It paid off. Like, it was great.
Are beautiful. Like, I was enjoying, like, you know, like when you're watching a movie and you're just like, oh, how many cutaway shots do we have to do before you get to the sequence? But like Jaws, you're like, oh my God, it's so magical. It's beautiful. You can do another 3 and I'll be okay. But yeah, you get my point. But like this movie, and this was another movie that, you know, took its setting and really made it a part of the movie. This dirty, gritty, blue collar, you know, space truckers that are just trying to get to the end of their shift, do their thing, and be done. And all of a sudden, they find this interesting foreign object and break some protocols, and It's like just a couple coworkers fucking around, and then boom.
I mean, if you think about it, like, go back to that. Dallas was wrong in bringing Kane back on the ship. If he had listened to Ripley, none of it would have happened. They would have left his ass there. Fine, whatever.
Yep.
We're out of here. I know you can't abandon your buddy, but at the same time, you can't break quarantine. There's a reason. And so the entire Alien franchise is a beautiful positioning of what happens when you don't follow your processes at work. Look what happened. You created a galactic outbreak of these creatures that we then invented some crazy fucking story of how they came to be in the previous movie. But nonetheless, you didn't listen. You didn't follow your work procedures. And look what you did. Look at what happened. That's what happens when you don't follow the documented process. Look what happened. Use your resources.
So, in other words, this episode is brought to you by OSHA.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Where was the OSHA guy on the ship? There's an OSHA guy on there. You need to fix that railing.
Should you be bringing that on the ship?
Right. I don't think we should do that. Follow your processes, folks.
That's all you have to do is follow a process.
Follow the process, and look what happened.
But the alien gets loose. We get our chest burster. That's one of the things I loved about the Alien, the first movie, is that it's not a single monster, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's this step-by-step process.
Yes.
Because, like, the face hugger isn't the alien. The face hugger is the prerequisite of the alien, which is then born from you, and then it sheds its skin because it's a big monster thing, and it's so cool.
It is. And that's why it was unique. There wasn't a whole lot of body horror at that time. Yeah, we had Puppet Masters and Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which were huge. I get that.
But they were cleaner.
There wasn't body horrors everywhere now. That's a main genre. I don't even know if that's a subgenre anymore. Like, that body horror is
I agree
huge,
with you.
right? But 45 years ago it wasn't. And as a result, this movie was fantastic because people were fucking terrified. I remember in the early 90s, I might have been like 10, 11, 12, something like that. And we were talking, my parents and I and my brother were having a conversation, and they're like, "Oh, you think you can watch scary movies, huh? Well, we're going to show you the scary movie because aliens freak them the fuck out." They were only like 20 when it came out. And that had not been seen. And so we rented it. And then my brother and I were like, "Oh, it's really awesome. It's not that scary like you're saying, but it's awesome." So we ended up in a 1 weekend period. We rented Alien 1, 2, and 3 because 3 had just came out and watched them all as a family together. It was a great family memory moment that I have where we shared that moment of watching the fucking Alien movies together. It was great, man.
Remember, I know you told the story on the show, but it's still a great story to tell. Didn't you have an unintended circumstance where you had somebody that you knew watch the chest burster scene and they were like, "I'm out. I can't do this anymore"?
Who was that?
I want to get
Lucy. So my daughter. Yes. So what happened was we were at Comic-Con. She was only like 4, maybe 5. It was the one where we met the original Pink Ranger, and she loved that. But we were at Comic-Con and we were shopping around at the vendor booths, and I saw one of those Reflections retro style action figures, and they had just came out with the Alien line. And I purchased I'll go get the figure in a second so I can show it because it's that good. But it's a figure of Kane with the chest burster coming out. And so it's just him with some red paint with this like glazed look on his face, and there's a chest burster sticking out of it. But it's like a retro action figure. It's hilarious, right? So I got it. My daughter's like asking me all these questions. And then, a couple weeks went by and she's just like asking more and more and more and more and more about it. Like, for some reason that interested her. And so then she finally started asking to watch the movie. I'm like, "You're not going to want to watch this." I'm like, I watched it as a kid, but I was a little more battle hardened than you are. Now, she was only like 5. I was like I said, like basically a preteen, but still. And these kids today aren't conditioned like we were back in the 80s and 90s. So I kept telling her, no, we need to wait. Like, nope. And she was so insistent. I had that wonderful parenting epiphany that, okay, I'm going to teach her a lesson here. So
All right.
we watched it, and she was like bored the whole time because it's a whole bunch of talking and setting up. But then when they get to the alien ship, she's like starting to, okay, what's this, right? And then we get to the part where the face hugger jumps on Kane. That freaked her out. She was like, whoa. Like, she was not expecting that, right? And so that's freaky. Some creature attaching itself to you. Like, that would freak anybody out. You know what I mean? I'm saying it didn't freak me out it freaked me out when I was a kid. And I, like I said, the movie wasn't like scary for us, but it's still freaky as shit. I'd never forget the first time I watched it,
It's pre-CGI.
Yeah.
So the awkward motions those puppets make.
Oh, yeah. Either the puppet or the guy in the suit. Like, it was great. So that's happening, and she's like, well, when's Alien come? I'm like, I'm just like leading her to it, right? I'm like, and then so we get to the dinner scene. I'm like, all right, Lucy. I'm like, pay attention. She's like, okay. Again, she's like 5, right? And I'm just like, am I a bad parent for doing this? I'm like, no. I'm like, she's going to remember this, and we'll laugh about it later. So she's like, everything's fine. The dude starts convulsing, and she's like, what? And she just like stops talking. She's just like staring at the screen, right? And then it does the couple pushes with the blood, and she's just like, she doesn't know what's happening. She's just like, what? And then like the moment it popped out, like when Lambert jumps back and she's like, oh, and the blood goes everywhere. That's what Lucy did. She just like stood back for a second, and the look on her face, she was still okay, but she was just like, what the fuck is happening? What did it was then when they look at it and the alien opens its mouth and goes, and makes that sound and then scurries across the table. Dude, when that happened, she was just like, I'm out. She's like, I'm done, turned off, I'm done, I'm out. Like that. And so years later, I asked her about it. And she's like, I was fine until it started making noise. And she's like, when it made that noise and then it scurried across the table, she's like, I'm out, I'm done. She's like, I'm done.
That scurrying it's so freaky. Like, because like I said, like that's one of the things I like about puppets more than the animation. Because like the animation will look smooth, it'll look good, it'll look like what we believe it's supposed to look like. But the puppet has all these awkward motions that's jarring. It's just like our brain starts going like, that's not how something should move. Oh, that's weird, and then we freak out. But no, that's. No. But well, so we can keep moving. Is there anything you want to add about this movie before we jump on? I mean,
the thing that I think, like, as I continue to move forward in time and age and just have more experiences and look at things through different lenses and rationalize things, I think what I like about Alien the most is that there's a lot of, like, checking of logic on things, and there are people that are trying to do logical things that are stopped by people trying to do illogical things, and we still have that in today's environment. So I like that they tried to focus on several different points where, guys, we have all the logic here to do this right, but we're throwing it out the window. Okay. Yeah. And one of my favorite parts is when Ripley, she's done. She's by herself. There's nothing else to do. Okay. We're going to execute the plan, right? So we're going to set the auto destruct. We're going to get in the shuttle. We're getting the fuck out of here. So she does that, right? But then she realizes she can't get to the shuttle. So she runs back and tries to deactivate the self-destruct, which has a cutoff timer on it. And she's so fucking close to get. She's following that procedure. She's like reading it. She's doing it just like anybody opening an instruction book. Like, how the fuck do I do this, right? And she's just like 10 seconds too late. And she cannot reverse it. Now we've got 5 minutes to get the fuck out of here. And she's like, shit. I did this. I tried to stop it. I can't. The way is blocked. I gotta get the fuck off the ship. I'm getting the fuck off the ship. Like, we don't see that enough in films because everything has become so tropey. We're trying to hit all these things now that we're abandoning some of those real gems that really ground films or allow us to be like, hey, there's some logic to how this is playing out. I like this. It's obviously not the way I would have done it, but I like this because I'm feeling like these type of things may actually be happening in this scenario. It's not just the monster popping out. Yes, that happens, but there's real substance to everything, and we don't have that enough in films.
No. I mean, bottom line, Alien is just a shitty day at the office.
It's a real shitty at the office.
Shitty day at the office.
You follow your process, and look what you did.
Like, yeah, she's looking at, like, she just does that. The only thing that, and HR, Ash, very unhelpful. You know what I mean? Like,
but like, so when they transition to aliens, and she's like explaining to the team of corporate board members or whatever, like what happened. So like her whole crew made bad decisions, right? Didn't follow process. Everybody died. She blew up the fucking multi-million-dollar ship, right? All of these things, like, you would have been written up in a second, if not fired immediately. And so she gets off the ship, it blows up, she's in the shuttle, they find her 57 years later, and what's the first thing the company does? Hold her accountable to her actions. You have been written up. You have lost your flight status. You are done. They couldn't wait to discipline her 57 years later for the actions that she took because Dallas didn't follow the process. He's dead, so we can't write him up. We can't put him on a final. So Ripley, you're the one that's going to get held accountable to this because you set the engines to go off. Yep. Dude, you can't get any more fucking corporate than that, man.
That's one of the things I absolutely loved about Aliens. I think that's one of the more funny, forgiving things I forgive this movie for, is I love, and sometimes it goes a little bit over the top, the cartoonishness of the corporation. Like,
oh, dude, it's ridiculous.
It's like it's so ridiculous. Like, even when I was like, they're like, oh, it's good for, the thing that's going to kill the whole entire world is in her stomach in the third movie. Save that! It's like, what? Like, the corporation, like, let's stick with the second movie. I should stick with the second.
Yeah.
The second movie is condos, okay? They're trying to get some condos built. All right.
Yeah, we gotta build those, what are they called? Like the Coventry and the like Lightfoot apartments and like we got the Wellington, like all these fucking names for these pop-up apartments nobody can afford. They keep building them on the ashes of like stores that you loved that got bought out by developers, and then they demolished them and built these fucking apartments and condos in commercial areas where nobody wants to live and nobody can afford it, and they're just fucking everywhere now. They did that to several landmarks that I grew up with, and it's just disgusting. Yeah. And anybody who lives in the Columbus area knows. The Andersons, gone for those apartments. Sawmill Athletic Club, gone for those apartments. The original Guard Tower West building, gone for those apartments. I'm sick of that shit, man. Anyways, back to Aliens.
Yeah. So now they're kind of bringing her, because if I remember correctly, do they know that the aliens are there? I mean, they know, but do the people that she's going with know? Because I know,
they knew, because that's why they sent the colonists to that planet, but they didn't know where the ship was. So they knew that was the planet where they originally got it from, but they didn't know the specific location. And if I'm wrong, anybody feel free to fact check me, whether it's live or you're watching this later, fact check me if I'm wrong. But they knew, but they didn't know where it was. So once Ripley pops back up, Carter Burke's like, hey, go check out this exact location, and because immediately that's what they were waiting for. So he jumps in, he's like, go check this out. And then that's when Newt's parents, or Newt's dad, got the face hugger. Now that was a deleted scene that I understand why they cut out, because they don't want you to know. They just want it to be exposition. They wanted you to walk into this facility going, what the fuck happened here? They did not want to show any. There's a deleted scene of talking about corporate-y stuff and Burke sending him the message and them getting a party together. There's discussions about contracts. So there's a couple scenes of the colony functioning as it was. And then there's the scene of Newt's parents going out to the ship, her dad getting the face hugger and coming back. Very cool. Love watching those scenes in the director's cut. But for an original presentation, like the original construction of the film, I'm glad they left that out. because it's a much better impact when you get to that colony. You have no fucking idea what happened other than something really bad happened. And it obviously had to do with the aliens. And I like not knowing that and just seeing the aftermath of something terrible that happened. And you already know in your head, shit's going to go down again. It's just, how is that going to go down, right?
Yeah.
So
and so I'm looking at it. So I think what they didn't realize is that this is where they're trying to use the alien DNA or whatever. They're trying to capture the alien to recover profits and make a biological weapon.
Well, right. And so the whole plan all along, now this isn't actually discussed, but I mean, I've seen this movie.
This is what it's found out.
I've watched this movie 1,000 times, so I'm convinced what's actually happening here is, so like when Burke tries to get Newt and Ripley impregnated by the facehuggers, you know, they figure it out quickly, like, because Ripley already figured out his bullshit before they took the nap. She was like, I know that you did this, you know, and that's when he decides, okay, your ass has got to go because now you know I'm a piece of shit. But I think the plan all along in asking her to go was intentionally so that he could impregnate her, because he knew because of her past, she would go. He knew he couldn't go with the Marines and do it to them. There had to be somebody else there for him to do it to. Now, she talks about, oh, hey, he was going to get us impregnated and then fuck with your freezers and jettison your bodies, make all this up. I feel like that was the plan all along. I feel like the entire reason he asked her to go, because they didn't need her support. What did she tell them? All she told them was what they already knew. She just had more detail. And then what happened? They didn't fucking listen to her. They didn't listen to a word she said. So she didn't even need to be there. So I'm convinced that he wanted her to go from the jump because he knew he'd be able to get it inside of her, freeze her, bring her back. So I feel like he, from the very, very, very beginning, he already planned to do that. When Newt shows up, that's number 2. I just doubled my profits.
Yeah.
And so now I'm doing it this way. Like that was his, because why else would the corporate guy go on a fucking military operation into a hostile combat zone of eradication? Why would to protect the assets? Okay, fine. We have these $1 million atmospheric processors and we have this installation. What is your corporate, non-military trained ass gonna do in that situation to protect the assets?
Yeah.
His whole reason of going was just to get them impregnated from the beginning and come back. That's the only reason he was going.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that because that is, I think one of the things and this is, I think, a brilliant thing because like Paul Reiser, I think, was kind of a red herring. He was kind of the Aunt Jackie in Scream 2. Where we saw Paul and we're thinking like, oh, it's Paul from the.
I didn't trust that motherfucker from the moment he showed up. He was wearing a suit, dude. No way. This guy is not on our side. He is not in any way, shape, or form on our side, dude. He's wearing a suit.
I gave him a pass, and maybe that's
way. He was untrustable from the beginning.
I'm naive. You know what it is? You saw right through his bullshit. I didn't. I was like, oh, it's Paul.
Dude, then, he's wearing a suit, pitching her a plan to go back to the planet. That motherfucker was guilty from the beginning.
Yeah. No, now I feel completely dumb for being like,
no, just what? The next time you watch it. The next time you watch it, really pay attention to like him in the beginning, but then like from when they first discover the nest and like half the Marines die. Then up until the shit goes down with Ripley and Newt, and then Burke gets caught doing what he's doing. Just like that whole like half of the film. Really watch that and try to watch it from the perspective of this is just a corporate plan gone wrong. This is Undercover Boss in the worst possible way.
It is.
Okay?
Alien.
Nothing went right.
Alien is just a really over budget Undercover Boss. That's
yes. So when you watch it again, try to look for that and
I will.
Watch how he talks to her, and like especially when he gets on the planet when they start saying shit and he's like, whoa, this is a multi-million dude. Fuck your money. We don't care. We're getting the fuck out of here, dude. The moment he started in with that bullshit, you're just like, all right, here we go. You know. So, but watch it before it gets to that point, you'll see some shit, and then you'll be able to start to connect some stuff like, all right, this motherfucker was in it from the beginning.
I'm gonna check that out now. Yeah, what was so good about this movie? This is one of the long-standing why the sequel can be just as good, if not greater than.
Yeah, it was fucking amazing.
It didn't try to do what it did before.
Correct.
It went out of its way to continue the story, tell a different story, do something different.
Yes.
Because I think that's one of the things with horror movies, from the 70s on. A lot of times it was that repetition. The killer comes back.
Which is what Sarah was talking about in the beginning.
Yeah. This movie doesn't feel like a sequel. Almost you could watch this movie and not see the first movie because they do such a good job with the exposition.
Yeah.
That I'm not saying for anybody to skip the first movie.
No, do not skip it.
They do a good job with the exposition to the point where it's a standalone to its own degree, which I think goes hands off to the writing. Just really good writing with this first movie.
Yeah.
And the second movie itself. This movie was really good. Like I said, it advanced the storyline. It changed Ripley as the character that was on the run to now the character that has them on the run, which I love that.
And I like that. That's not to mean to cut you off, but I also like how they showed the incompetence of military leadership, which is also insanely accurate. You have the fucking lieutenant running the mission who's done, I would say, like 38 simulated drops, and he only done one real combat drop, and you're going to fight Xenomorphs, and this is your number 2? Like, bro, and that's like totally a military bullshit thing. He buckles under the pressure. He can't control the squad. He falls apart. Ripley's like, let me handle it. She gets in there, rescues the remaining guys, gets them in, gets them the fuck out of there. And it's great because just the whole presentation of the universe building they did, and again, that grounding in reality of something that is so insanely ridiculous, but yet it is so grounded and presented in a grounded way that doesn't insult the audience. That's why it worked.
Yeah.
After this movie, they started insulting the audience, and look what fucking happened. But these first 2 films, they don't take the viewer for granted. They're giving you what they want to give you because they want you to have an experience. They cared about the quality of the experience, and that's why the films are so great. After the second one, they stopped caring, and it was just like, let's get this out and make some money.
It's almost like the corporations didn't get the metaphor for the first 2 movies, and they fucked their own franchise. You know what I mean? Because the third movie, which...
How ironic that the corporation fucked it. Yeah. Because that's what happened in the fucking movie. That's why it's so good. We have the circle. It's great.
Alien 3 is that irony. And Alien 3, like I said, I watch it for what it is. It has some great moments that I do enjoy. I do like the cat and mouse element to it, even though sometimes it gets a little silly. But I love that. Okay, here's a movie that's still trying to do something a little different. They did try. They tried, and I give them credit. They tried. They tried. And I know this was David Fincher's, I think, first movie he directed.
Second movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I
think it was his second movie. Yeah.
Yeah, the studio took advantage of him, and they tried to
That's
what these studios do. They get a new director, and they act like they're doing you the favor directing the movie, and then they speak over your. Like, here's what you're going to do. Here's how you're going to change it. And this is what you're going to do here. And this is what you're going to do there. And then they oversaturate the movie with bullshit that nobody wanted. And then because one of the things I think pisses everybody off from the very beginning of the movie, which I believe there is maybe a way that it could have worked.
Just say it. I know what you want to say. Just say it.
The beginning sucked because
it doesn't make any sense.
Because it takes away the reward of the second movie.
Yes, you just killed the whole thing.
You killed everybody off. I mean, you created a synthetic who I actually love. I love this ship.
Everybody hates Ash. Everybody loves this ship.
Like, I loved and you killed Kyle Reese. I can't remember his name.
Dude, Hicks.
Hicks, I'm sorry. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry.
Dwayne Hicks.
I am sorry. I had Terminator on the brain. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, but like, there was this triumphant, second movie where, and then you ripped it away from us. Now, I think there's
destroyed everything. All the momentum gone.
Yeah, and I think there's a universe where maybe that could be a good beginning. Maybe.
There's none.
But this wasn't it. This wasn't. There was. I felt cheated. I felt like I felt swindled out of a really good movie, and I felt like you just took away an ending just so you could push forth the movie.
That is exactly what happened, and it doesn't make any fucking sense because the Queen was on the second shuttle that they then took up from the surface back to the Sulaco, and then yes, the Queen hitched a ride. The Queen never left the fucking docking bay.
Yes.
How the hell did she get an egg balls deep into the interior of the fucking ship when she never left the cargo bay?
Wait. I think I looked this up because
there's some bullshit answers in it.
It's a bullshit answer. I had this exact same question when I watched it, and I looked it up, and I can't remember. The reason's that bullshitty. Like, it's not even a good reason, but like, oh God, if somebody does
on top of that, we have the egg hatch. Now, up until this point, eggs only hatch when they're ready to latch on to the person. It's either a proximity or the Queen is commanding the eggs to open. Very specific scenario and reasons. This egg just opened randomly in the middle of space, and not only did it attach itself to Ripley and impregnate her, it didn't fall off and die like all the other facehuggers did. No, it lived for however many more days, and then it crashes on the prison planet. It's still alive, and then the dog finally finds it. It's still alive, and then it impregnates the dog. So this is not facehugger behavior. They do one and they die, and that's it. So now this facehugger's done two. Also, how the fuck did it latch on and seal onto a dog's face? A dog has an elongated nose. It's not flat like a human. So how did that thing get on the dog and seal and breathe and do all that stuff that's meant for the human face on the fucking dog? That bothered me too.
Facehugger was a stud. That's our reasoning here. He was.
It was the alpha facehugger, man.
He had two nuts.
Yeah, absolutely.
He got Sigourney Weaver, fell off, and then he was like,
I got one more in me.
I feel like dying.
I got one more.
One in.
Oh, look, there's a dog. Let me go use my second one on the dog. There we go.
God damn it. Hey, it was the Johnny Sin of facehuggers. He just came out of nowhere.
And then we have the inconsistency on how quickly the embryo develops and hatches.
Yes.
So
yes, I noticed that. That was bad.
In movie time, like I'm not talking about run time, but in movie time, it's like half a day, and it hatches out of the dog. But yet they're on the planet for like 4 days, and it doesn't hatch out of Ripley. I'm like, what is this shit? And then it hatches out of the dog, and it's already like 2/3 fully formed. I'm like, where's the larva that comes out? Like, nothing. It's already full formed, dog-looking alien running away. I'm like, what the hell is happening? There's so many inconsistencies.
Explain, but it's not a good reason. But it kind of can explain. Because animals have a faster metabolism. So that's why I have a feeling that it could accelerate like that. But that doesn't defend Sigourney Weaver having it take that long. That doesn't defend it. I'm just defending the dog.
That's what I'm saying, though. So, like, people brought this shit up for, like, years, right? And then we get these, like, bullshit answers to, like, cover ourselves. It just wasn't a good script.
It wasn't a good script.
As much as I complain about this, there is some universe building. We do get some more Weyland-Yutani stuff. I think it was just Weyland at that time. I don't think the merger with Yutani happened. I can't remember. If I'm wrong, let me know again in the comments. I don't know if the acquisition may not have gone through yet. I don't know.
It was a deleted scene.
It was a deleted scene for the years of their handshaking, finalizing the merger. where one poor CEO got casted out with a decent severance package, and the other one got to stay and continue running the business. Wait,
what did they do? What did they do? The corporation. What did they do?
They just make bad decisions and make money, like any other corporation does.
I never saw a product.
Oh, you did see a product, man. The product was how we don't care about these people, but yet this alien's going to make us money.
But they're mining, they're making condos, they're always doing different shit.
Yeah. Dude, it's a multi-covered company. They probably make Weyland-Yutani condoms. I would not be surprised.
And
or sex toys or something.
It's just the skin that the alien chest burster.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we're going to do something with it. Don't lose that,
Don't lose that.
But Alien 3 at least tried. It tried to go back to the original to give you that claustrophobia, the stalking, the not seeing it, not sure what's going on. But I really liked Ripley coming to terms that she lost Newt, which was her new adopted daughter. She lost Dwayne when she was a former relationship with. Those were just complete. She went to sleep with them all alive and everything was happy, to waking up on this prison planet full of these assholes and they're all dead. I'm just like, okay, fine. But there was some good moments of her coming to terms with that. I liked the relationship she formed with the doctor, even though he was a scumbag and in the prison. And I liked most of the prisoners. Charles Dalton played a great role in that. So I liked getting to know those guys and bringing the first Alien style of the stalking and the single alien to a different environment, but it's still familiar to us. And that's why I say I can tolerate Alien 3. Yeah, the entire setup, plot, and premise is patently absurd for an Alien movie. I can't believe somebody greenlit this after seeing those first two movies, but I appreciate the effort. I respect the effort. And while it's lower on my list than the other two, I still give them credit for actually trying. Resurrection is where we said, we're done trying. We're just going to give you shit and expect you to give us money. And that's what happened.
Yep. And then that's when we get to Resurrection, where, again, I just don't think the clone. I don't think the clone. Anytime sci-fi,
dumbest shit ever. God damn, how stupid was that?
The clone thing never works.
I've never seen it work. It doesn't. It didn't work back then, and it still doesn't. Well, Moon did the clone thing cool in Oblivion. They did the clone thing. I like that. But
I'm talking about a movie that is a sequel to a movie of franchises where you got to know a character for so long, and then in the sequel they used the whole cloning idea to bring someone back.
Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah,
that's where it never works.
It's dumb. It was just dumb. It took away. It was so distracting from just showing us have the aliens break out. You've been doing experiments on them. They're pissed off, and let's get this going. But instead, we're distracted with this whole clone shit and. Oh, she's strong now. She's a daywalker. She has all their powers, but none of their weaknesses, And then she's I
never thought about that.
Because she's a clone and not old. But then at the end, she's old enough to understand love in a relationship, and she wants to fuck the hybrid, but then kills it. I'm just what is going on? You. Why is it that this one truck driver is the center of the fucking universe? Imagine you're on a haul from California to Ohio. Maybe you're hauling some product or something, and you get wrapped up into this alien shit, and then you get lost, and then they find you, and then you go with this combat mission to kill them all. Then you get stranded on this prison planet, and then you die. After this company comes after you, spends all this money and resources tracking you down, comes after you because they want the alien that's in you. You kill yourself so they can't have it. And what do? They fucking clone you for 200 years, 8, 10 clones, however there were, constantly bringing you back to get the alien. Then they decide to let one of the clones live. Okay. Why is this truck driver so fucking important to the galaxy? You are wasting billion, probably trillions of dollars and hundreds of years of research to keep cloning this one fucking woman. Like, what is going on with that?
But didn't you? I felt like they were just trying to get like whatever was major special, trying to make that a product. That's what I always got. Maybe I forgave the lazy writing and just assumed.
Oh my god!
I love what
the whole basketball scene, and I mean, dude, you had Ron Perlman in this movie. You had a star-studded cast. Even fucking weird ass Winona Ryder, because that was like late '90s Winona Ryder, when she was getting weird for a while. But they kept putting her in movies. Even she was in that, right? Yeah. And she didn't do a terrible job. Like, she was fine. I didn't mind her or anything. But just the absurdity, and then that's when we get into the whole hybrid thing. Alien Resurrection completely changed everything going forward when they moved all into this hybrid bullshit. The first three movies were just about the alien and Ripley. That's it. And then we started in with this whole hybrid shit. And for some reason, here we are 30 years later, still doing hybrid shit that everyone's laughing at. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. But you keep doing it.
Real quick, I just want to give a shout out to Travis.
Hey, Travis.
3 is where it chronologically ends. I
get that. I get that.
Yeah, but anyways, just to jump back what you were saying, John, I agree. It's like I think what happens is that Alien. Someone said it best: if you write a character so well, the world will build itself. If you focus on the world building too much, then it all falls apart because we have nothing attaching us to that world. We have no character to live these stories through. You know what I mean? And I think that's a problem. You know what I mean?
It is a big problem.
And that's, but like I said, so I know we're coming up to the end of the show. I know we have a lot to hit.
Well, this is a good transition into the prequels. So let's do that. So now we go into Prometheus. Hey, let's tell the backstory. I'm tired of this. Like, just stop doing the backstory. I know I say I want backstory all the time. Like, I want a whole movie. Like, I don't care about Hunger Games, all right? It's all Battle Royal for me. So I don't care about Hunger Games. But I would totally watch a movie that's all about how we got here, how the governments are structured, what's going on between the different, government hubs. Like, you have the hub of all these districts, and then you have all this space, and then another one. Like, how is this all? Like, I talk about this all the time. I don't really fucking care. I doubt I would watch that movie if it came out. I don't need to see anymore how shit started all the time. Part of the mystery of Alien and Aliens was,
where the fuck are they going?
We don't know. We have some clues that are zero help to us. We don't know. Just leave it at that. Like, that's part of it. You're not going to know what everything in the galaxy is and the universe is. So then we go to Prometheus and we have to create this terrible, convoluted plot line over 2 mid-movies. Now, Prometheus is miles better than that shitty Covenant, but Prometheus is a terrible, terrible, terrible alien movie for this reason, but it's a good sci-fi film. If that was a standalone sci-fi film that didn't call back to Alien, it would have been breathtaking. That would have been gorgeous, because it is. It is. Like, it just is. I saw that in the theater in 3D. It was amazing. I bought it in 3D when I had my 3D TV. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the story, but you convoluted the alien thing so much, and so much stupid shit happened that you just stopped caring. Why do we have to have the origin be some pre-human thing? And why does the alien origin have to be tied to man? And why does man's origin have to be tied to this other engineer? Like, we don't need, it doesn't all have to come together like that. Just have the aliens be their thing because.
I think sometimes.
Oh my God, it drove me nuts.
It's the arrogance of humans that we have to have some hand in it. It gives us this weird power.
You don't need it. You can do it without that shit. It doesn't have to be that way.
I'm just explaining what draws us to it.
And then Covenant was, oh my God. Like, let's take the problems with Prometheus and times them by 10.
Yeah.
That was just insane. There's not even a whole lot to talk about that movie. It's.
I mean, for me, I like. I know, like, I won't spend too much time on this movie because we've talked about it on the show. One of the highlight, I liked Alien versus Predator for the reason that I loved how they married the two characters
I mean,
together.
sure, I'd watch those movies over Covenant any day.
Yeah, and I love that. Like, I love that they still kept the mystery. Like, oh, these predators and the alien, they're just in space. They come down to Earth. They have their little fucking what's he game, and then they fuck off for another 1,000 years. I love that. That was a cool. It kept mystery, but it gave them purpose to fight. Gave us purpose to see something cool. Because I hated movies where they were just like, "Oh, we're just gonna bring these two together and fight." I'm like, no, give me a good story, and that's what I like. I like a good story, and that's what I think. A lot of times people go, "Well, if we have the rah-rah in the movie, that's enough to bring the audience in to get the money." Because sometimes Hollywood's like, hey, look, it's okay if it sucks because we're gonna make enough money on an $8 million budget or whatnot.
Oh, are you talking about Alien Romulus, which we can trash for the last 5 minutes?
Yes, we can. Okay, now I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be frank. Yes, that movie had flaws, but I did not hate it the way you hated it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I get that you were upset because yes, that ship that from the first movie was vaporized.
There would be no debris. There would be no debris. It was vaporized. The rate of that explosion was inflating. Even if there was pieces that were blown off out of force during the initial destruction, that shockwave would have hit it and vaporized it. There was no fucking debris left.
Yeah. I mean, but I thought the fossilized alien thing was kind of cool in space.
Oh my
God. Not
the
worst. Okay, dude. It's not the worst.
We killed the alien the same way in both movies, and now you want to retcon and say, oh, they can survive in space. They just cocoon themselves, and they're still alive. Get fucked. That's some lazy ass shit. Hey, how can we bring an alien into this? I know. It didn't die when it got blasted into space. Really? That's the best idea you came up with as the MacGuffin to how this all got started? Okay.
I do appreciate that this movie did avoid the fact. It avoided the whole, okay, we're going to break protocol, bring an alien on, blah, blah, blah. It avoided that protocol. I love that whole thing. This was, hey, we're just trying this. These are just people trying to sneak out of work early on a Friday, okay? And they find a way to sneak out of work on a Friday and retire at the exact same time, and it goes wrong. So,
Jesse, you see the theme again. The corporation punishing the worker. This is the theme that is constant through Alien. If you work for a corporation, you are not safe, and you will be punished.
Yeah, but it was so funny because the aspects I did I love the storyline with the brother android and the sister. I liked that. I thought that was adorable. The father rewrote him so that he told dad jokes. I thought that was cute.
Whatever, fine.
I thought it was cute.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. I love that. Him getting the new module was like this representation of how people will try to change you in the corporate level, but you gotta try to be who you like. I love
those, with that. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah. I like those tiny little themes. Yes, I rolled my eyes when he stole the Sigourney Weaver line, where it's like, "Get away from her, you bitch." I was like, "All right, yeah."
Oh my god!
There was a lot of redeemable shit over Resurrection. I think that's why.
Well, I wouldn't use the word a lot, man. I mean, I'm gonna put Romulus above Resurrection, but Resurrection is on the bottom, then Romulus, then Covenant, then Alien 3. Then obviously 2. Then
I know you're gonna hate me. I put it above Alien 3.
Yeah, dude, that's insane. That is insane to me. If you were saying Alien Romulus was a better film than Alien 3. Alien 3 they tried. Romulus was just give us your money.
Not that I didn't like Alien 3. Romulus, I was entertained. Now, did they use Roman figures to bias me because I'm Italian, and they used the Romulus character? Maybe. I will say maybe I was a little biased on that, but I did for the most part. I liked that. I liked what they were trying to do differently and having it that they stumbled upon the alien versus them breaking protocol, the corporation tricking them to get this and that. Even though
they
kind of did
stumble
that,
onto it, they purposely broke onto the ship. I don't know if that's
they were breaking
on
on to get other shit. They weren't they weren't trying to go there to get shit.
All right, fine.
There was no protocol they
give you
were
that
breaking.
one.
They were escaping the 9 to 5.
Jesse, how in the world would anybody know not only about the black goo, but also
I agree with you there.
what the fucking jar looked like? How would anybody know that? They wouldn't. They would have no idea. But yet it's in a hologram saying, "Hey, look what we found and know about." You know nothing. Nobody would ever know that. Anybody who knew about that was dead. There's no way anybody would know that.
I do believe that Alien Romulus has poor retcon.
I like how you're really trying. You're trying so hard.
Oh no! I'm not defending its retconning. It's bad. It's bad retconning. Here's the thing. I thought it was an entertaining movie. But I guess I measure it like this. Did I have a good time watching it? Yes. If I think about all the frustrating shit afterwards, yes, I'm going to hate it more in the future because it's going to frustrate me as a writer. Right now, I watched it recently, so I'm still in the old fanboy area of oh, that was kind of fun. I had a good time. When I start picking the story apart, that's when I'm going to start to hate it.
So text me in the morning when you wake up since you just watched it today and be like, this is now what I think. So I'm going to ask you a question, Jesse.
Yeah.
What are the rings of Saturn made of?
Oh, yeah, that's dumb. Okay.
No, answer the question.
I forgot what it is, but it should have burned and killed them.
Ice and dust. And is that ice and dust densely packed, or is there space in between it?
Densely packed.
There is space in between it.
Oh, there's
so. How is a spaceship going to crash land on top of the rings that are solid enough to bring it to rest on top of them, and we're going to say it crashed on the rings?
Here's the other thing. You know more about space than me.
That's not knowing about space, dude. This is patently absurd. It's insane to me.
If I walked up to somebody right now and asked about the rings of Saturn, they'd tell me to go fuck myself.
Jesse, we learned this in elementary school.
Dude, I went to Catholic school, right? And if you know a Catholic school, I
know that those Catholics taught you about the rings of Saturn just as much as they taught you about Jesus.
They taught about the ring that goes on your finger, and that's about it, okay?
Now, there are science classes in Catholic school.
Dude,
but that is, that's another discussion.
Dude, you would fall laughing.
Oh, I would not survive a day at Catholic school because I would ask too many questions and get.
You would have a stroke in the back of the room.
I know I would. There's a reason why.
You wouldn't survive. Sorry, you wouldn't survive.
I admit that. I'm okay with that too. Yeah. So, look, I'm fine with people enjoying what they enjoy. I like plenty of bad movies. I like plenty of bad TV. I like plenty of bad reading. I like plenty of bad video games. I like plenty of bad everything. So that's fine.
It's a bad movie.
Superman 3 is one of my favorite movies, but it's one of the worst Superman movies, but yet I love it. So I love that you like the film. That's not what this is about. What this is about is addressing the absurdity of that shit and me not understanding how on earth it was so popular to where they're doing a fucking sequel. I can't even name one character other than the fucking dead ass robot that wasn't even Ash.
Yeah.
That's the character I remember. Well, that and the robot that went through the change. And that was it. I forgot his name. I don't know anybody else's fucking name in this. Why? Because it's Gen Z AI flop. That's why.
I will look. And that could be. And I wish you opened up a Pandora's box. I would love to talk about.
I have a question for you. Did you like the new War of the Worlds movie? That really wasn't new, but it was newly released. Not. Okay, so Alien Romulus is that world.
No.
War of the Worlds to War of the Worlds. It absolutely is. It is the worst Alien movie. Well, no, I lied. I said Resurrection is worse. Romulus above Resurrection.
You're out of your damn mind. I think dude,
Wait,
no. The
Did
war.
you
No,
like
I'm still
the new War of the Worlds movie?
I'm fucked up on the World of War comparison. You're saying that those two are equal.
No. What I said is that the new War of the Worlds is the worst War of the Worlds. It's worse than the cheap B movie they made after the Tom Cruise movie came out.
Yes, it is. It's
so worst. That's what I'm saying. Romulus to Alien is how that War of the Worlds is to War of the Worlds. It is. Like, that's a factual statement. Sir. Sir.
That's a hard factual statement you're making.
It is.
That's a really right.
I hope I get comments on that because I realize I just broke one of my rules, but I did it for comedy. So,
but anyways, that's all the time we have tonight.
Man, we didn't even get into Alien Earth that I haven't watched yet.
Well, we'll have to trust me. When the whole show dumps, we'll talk about it.
Deal. I'm down. Because I said I wasn't going to watch it, but now I'm going to watch it. But I'm waiting until it all goes.
Cinematic TV shows that are like 8-hour movies. I just want to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm tired of this shit.
If you're making an 8-hour movie, let me watch the 8-hour movie.
I agree.
That's all. Like it's like,
and I understand why they're doing it. I get it, but I don't like it. Just let me choose how I watch it. Tired of you. I'm paying for your service. It's not TV where I get it for free, so you do get to choose. I'm paying you. I have to watch ads already for when I'm paying you like $30 a month, but I'm still watching ads for some reason. Okay. And then now on top of paying you, I have to sit here and wait every week for something to be released. Like, come on. I'm already paying you. It's already done. Just put it there and then let people decide how they want to watch it. People want to space it out, they'll space it out. People want to binge it on a weekend, people are going to binge it on a weekend. Let the people decide how they want to consume it. Anyways, I'm off that soapbox.
Dude, the Wayland's running it. That's what's happening.
Dude, I told you, man. It's and that might have been pre-merger with Yutani. You know, maybe Wayland was decent, and then they merged with Yutani, and then they just fucking went to hell, right? Like that could have happened.
That's
like,
what happened.
Shit, it's like McKesson taking over a company, man. Any company they touch. So could have been like that.
Well, anyways, thank you guys for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for watching. We had a blast doing this. This is the first installment of our Spooktacular for this Halloween season. I'm still working on a few show ideas for the upcoming ones, so I'm very excited. I already got a couple of requests from past comments, and some of them were very interesting. One that got my ears perked because now there's a lot more prequels of classic horror movies that have been coming out in the last couple of years. We did a whole episode on sequels. I'm wondering if we should do a whole episode on prequels. Someone brought that up. We'll talk more later. Yeah. But
thank you guys I'm down. Oh, yeah. That sounds great.
Yeah. But thank you guys for tuning in. Enjoy more episodes at the Grown Ups Table on YouTube, Facebook. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Jesse.
And I'm John.
You've been sitting at the Grown Ups Table. Thank you.